Hello, I'm Ryan Devon, aka the Chili Shamrock. I have no idea what I'm doing here, but I'm making a YouTube video anyway. So I'm the creator of the 400 Mile Triathlon, Dublin to London. So, as the name suggests, I'm going to attempt to go from Dublin to London, all powered by human, on the 2nd of July. It starts off with a 60-mile run, starting at the Spire in Dublin, running 60 miles south down the coast, down to Arklow. From Arklow, we jump in an ocean rowing boat and row 96 miles across the Irish Sea to a place called Aberystwyth in Wales. From that point there, we jump on the bicycle and cycle 245 miles from Wales down to London, finishing at the Shards. Hopefully all within 60 hours is the plan. So I wanted to do something big in 2021 since, 2020 was pretty poor on the event side of things. So I was going to do a double Ironman, but due to the fact that all the pools being closed and not being able to get back swimming, I was actually planning on cycling the length of Ireland. And then something came up, and an opportunity to row across the Atlantic Ocean. So I put my name forward and got forward to an interview and did the interview and managed to become the reserve rower to row the Atlantic. This is back in 2020 in December. Didn't go, thankfully. None of the guys got injured, so I wasn't required to do it. But, this kind of opened my head. These boats are crazy. Could I do something with that? And, the idea of the 400 mile triathlon Dublin to London was born. So my mum was talking to a friend of a friend, and she was telling her about this race that happens from Arklow to Wales every year called the Celtic Challenge. And she messaged me and I had a look, and that's literally where the idea came from. And that was back in the 14th, I think, of January. And from there, it just been all systems go. So yeah, that night I couldn't sleep. I was looking at all stuff. I was like, how are we going to do this? I found a video of Mark Beaumont, the legend that he is. He did something similar back in the day. This is when YouTube was just out, and he was looking like a fresh young lad back then. So from there, I watched that video of when he cycled from Dublin to Arklow, and then they rowed across the ocean, the Irish Ocean, to Wales. And from there, then they ran up Snowdon. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'd like to do something like that. And, the kind of whole idea was born off the back of that. Breaking down each event, typical triathlon format, 3 races, so we start with the run, which is 60 miles, starting in Dublin in the Spire, running 60 miles via the Wicklow way down to Arklow. Now it's got a height elevation gain of 7,000 feet. So it's going to be a big old day. I reckon about 12 hours should get that one boxed off. Arrive down to Arklow. From there I'll probably sleep, have some food. I'll only sleep for 1 hour in my camper, and then from there I'll jump in the ocean rowing boat, row. The row is going to probably take us around 24 hours to 30 hours. Rowing 96 miles is not something I've ever done. I've never actually rowed an ocean rowing boat before. The only row I've been doing is on this bad boy behind me right here, my Concept 2 rower. So that's the only rowing I've ever done. I'm going to try and get out on a boat beforehand, but yeah, when we get to Wales, I'll probably sleep for another hour or two, and then from there jump on the old bike is over there, and then cycle 245 miles down to London. And the finish location is going to be the Shards. So we're going to go from the highest point in Dublin to the highest point in London, and it's all to raise funds for a charity called Human. Human is a mental health charity based in London, and I think it's appropriate with the year that's been in it that it's time I did something. And Human was the one that really struck a chord with myself. We've all struggled. I've struggled. I know a lot of my friends have struggled. So I think it's time we, let the barriers down and just start talking to each other. And, this is the reason for Human. Idea back in January. I'm very fortunate to have the people of Monkey Fist, believe and support me with their boat, and then a few other people, supporting me behind the scenes. And the idea is just to prove, anything is possible if you just do really put your everything in. Monday, over the next 8 weeks, I'm going to be releasing a weekly vlog of the previous week's training, just to show you the insights into what goes into training for a 400 mile triathlon. Now, the ethos behind the actual event itself is to kind of prove anything is possible. So it's that typical, you know, cliche, you know, you put your mind to it and you can do it. But it has really been that. I'm no athlete, I work a full-time job. So I want to prove that, you know, just put your heart and soul into something and you can actually do it. I'm also not going to be drinking for the next 8 weeks, which is going to be hard. This is my last Guinness that I'm going to have for 8 weeks. If anyone knows me, they know I love a pint. But the biggest thing is, you know, pushing forward, and, you know, these YouTube videos, they're not very comfortable. This has been proven hard to, you know, for me. So just about putting yourself out there, getting out the comfort zones, and drink, I should say, of alcohol for the next 8 weeks. Head down, focus. If you know me, that's going to be hard, but we're going to make it happen. See you later, folks.